And there are other events of note this year besides the Centennial that we're celebrating and taking note of. In fact, 50 years ago this year, in 1939, the Badlands had just been designated a national monument. Everett F. Howe was the first and only park ranger that first season. Howe talks about how he helped early tourists who made the dusty trip across South Dakota. And towards the end of this little interview, he talks about one of the things they did for fun out in the Badlands.
It was pretty routine. Helping the touring public through, and as always, their problems were, their vehicles created problems for them, and it was mainly a job of just trying to help them on their way and stop at wherever they collected, and stop and give them a background on the Badlands, give them the historical and paleontological aspects of it, and it was pretty routine. Lots of rattlesnakes in the area. We used to gather them up. There was a fellow in Wall had a Harvey's, and Wall had a snake garden, and we'd catch the rattlesnakes. They'd come up along the edge of the highway at night, because it was warm, and we'd get them in the box and take them in, and if it was under 3 foot, well, we get a quart of beer. If it was over 3 feet, we got 2 quarts of beer. so we had a lot of fun. But they come up on the edge of the road because of the heat and the cool down night, and they come up on the shoulders, and we used dynamite on the tunnels, breaking them out, and we'd just make a box with a strap hinge on it out of the dynamite boxes and edge them up to the snakes and get them in that and take them into Harvey's. That was one of the fun things.
Thank you. All right, well, we're still out in the Black Hills a little bit, and that's the Black Hills aren't too in the Badlands. They're not too far from Custer, South Dakota, and the man who made that drive today to celebrate the Centennial is Dr. Bob Hansen. And he's with us this afternoon, this evening, and looking rather West Riverish. You look good, there, Bob. Thanks for joining us.
That's fun.
All right, well, you've got a ton of pictures here. Let's get right at them, Bob.
I got volunteers for this job, so.
All right, well,
so let's start here, if I may.
Just pass them over to me and we'll get them going, and we'll just walk.
As you may or may not know, Custer is the mother city of the Black Hills.
Okay.
And we got the honor of folding the Mount Rushmore flag after it was on Theodore Roosevelt's face on the 3rd of July, and it came down to Custer.
These are people down here at the bottom, folks.
Right.
That's how big that flag is. Okay, that's great.
Now this one is a picture of Kyle Evans, who's the Centennial troubadour, and I understand he has not, Washington Springs is not here. And we loved him. He came and sang at Custer at our 4th of July ceremony.
Okay, that's great. Let's take a quick look.
And this one here is Custer's addition to the Centennial.
That looks like Hollywood, doesn't it?
Yeah, we restored that sign that had been torn down by vandals, and now it's lighted at night.
Okay, here's something that's not a surprise to South Dakotans. It's Mount Rushmore here.
Oh, okay, I'll show you that. All right, that is me down there, and we had the Custer Day at Mount Rushmore on the 27th of July. The 27th of July is the day they discovered gold in Custer. So fortunately, we were able to be on Mount Rushmore. Now, the next one is a picture of, that's Clammy Jenks. She portrays Clammy Jane. Clammy Jane lived in Custer for 1 year before Deadwood became notorious. And then this is a lady, Toots Schreiner, who lived in a stagecoach stop as a little girl, and she's on there on my program at Mount Rushmore, and she's wearing a hat that cost 25 cents. It's made out of straw. Okay?
That's you.
That's me.
Okay.
Yeah, I got Now, what do you got there next?
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. It looks like a picture of TODD.
And that is David Shetler, who is an authority on game watch, and he talked about Calvin Coolidge.
Okay, let's pick one more out of here because it's all we have time. Oh, that's a colorful one. Let's do this one.
Well, that's the thing that the women of Custer started. It's called Gold Discovery Days, and those people represent the many spirits of gold and goodwill, and danger is red, and white is the great father.
Okay.
And we had them.
Those are some good traditions to be carrying on in Western South Dakota.
Anyway.
Well, if you got this big one here, let's just do it real quick. This is live TV, and then we'll go on.
This I didn't know about. I didn't know about, but this is a local sculptor in Custer. His name is Marvin Howe, and he created this as the 89er for the Centennial creation. And it's on display over here at your art show. So if you got a chance to get over there, you can see it.
Happening right now in Pierre as we
Yeah.
speak, because we're live on South Dakota Public Television. Bob, thanks for coming by. We appreciate you sharing
All right.
a little bit of the festivities in Custer with us. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Just stay seated for a second while we get you out there. Okay? Fair enough.